You better not ask for nothing. 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 Feeding you greatness, everything you need. Pull up to the table and fulfill jewelry. We got the last week for the culture and what's trending. Foolishness and friends, everything in between.
But y'all not listening when we say don't ask for nothing. Whatever you need,
anything, everything, all
you'll be fulfilled right here. Tune in, turn up.
Turn up.
What's good, everybody? It's Kim, it's Jeezy, and our Mo is on the way. And this
on the way.
We have that at What's good, Jeezy?
Good to be here, young skin.
Nothing much. I am chilling like a villain.
I feel
Do
it.
you have holiday plans?
Yeah, a little something light, light.
That's the only option, right? Light is the only option.
It really is. Yeah, I definitely don't just see myself just like not seeing my people. So gotta see, stop by mom's, even for a second.
I'm going to see if my mother could at least have a plate sitting for me on the curb.
That's what my mom did for Easter. She came out. She was like, "I love y'all." Then gave us our plates, and then it was just like,
yeah, like I hit my mom up. I'm going to be working for the first half of the day. I hit my mom up like, "Hey, are you cooking?" And so hopefully I'll get the Zoom over there once I'm done work. If I don't work the whole day.
right. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna be at work. It's a no.
You don't have to work
for Thanksgiving.
One of them days.
Tonight is actually my last night, and then I'm good for a couple days. I said tonight is my last night of work, and then I'm good for a couple days.
Okay. I wish. Here go our girl Mo in his house. What's good, Mo?
Mo to the
family. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. They had me backstage for mad long.
I
needed you to get situated first. I needed you to get yourself together first.
Yeah, y'all over here talking. I was ready. No, I'm saying I was getting
We decided to keep her in the back so she could get beautified and presentable and all of that other good stuff. Get it right.
Get it right.
You needed a little bit more time backstage.
I'm good. All right. I heard they're talking about Thanksgiving though, and I have a little story. My mother is really funny. I was like, I just moved into my apartment recently, so I'm like, let's have Thanksgiving at my house. Like I like to cook for people, the whole thing. I live pretty close to my mom, so I'm like, that'll be easy. My mother came over my house last week sometime and was like, I was talking about Thanksgiving, and she was like, I canceled Thanksgiving, right? I was like, what? She was like, no. She's like, I texted and called everybody. She was like, Corona is like, it's spiking. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. I thought that she individually called people and was like, hey, we're not doing this. I'm, pretty worried about Corona. My mother put my cousins and my aunts and stuff in a group chat and told them that Thanksgiving was canceled and did not put me in the group chat. And Thanksgiving is at my house.
Wow.
He's like, yo, Ma, you're doing the most right now.
Wow. See?
Executive decision. Like, there's no rebuttals, nothing. It's dead.
She didn't tell you the whole story.
No, she didn't. I heard from my cousin that they were in a group chat. She still hasn't said anything about it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Fun tea. But let's get into these topics today.
Let's get into it.
Family. Let's start off. I guess this is like, hot topics. Jeezy and Gucci. Gucci and Jeezy.
That's hot. What's good?
That was a battle, I guess, that everybody wanted to see. Like, Gucci.
Do you know the backstory of it all?
Well, about the beat basically was like, you know, Jeezy sent somebody to kill Gucci, and the dude got killed or whatever. So that's kind of like.
That's how the guy got killed.
Yeah. So
and Jeezy sent his good friend. Was his good friend a sniper? Was he a professional at this?
I don't know. I don't know what he was. I guess he just was like, you know, he tried to go get him for him, and it didn't happen like that. So, yeah, and that's, you know, that's been the beef. That's been, you know what I'm saying, the tension. So having them in the same room and all of that, like.
But how long ago was this?
So it had to be at least like 10 years ago.
I think they kept saying, I forgot how long. They said something.
They kept saying 1920.
Oh, 20 years or something like that.
It's crazy how time flies. Like, whenever you think it's a year, whenever you think it's one thing, double it.
Because that they were fucking hot when we were, early 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago. I guess I'm talking about 10 years.
So, I don't know if you know every detail, but since you knew that, I have another question for you. Were they beefing at that time? Was it a rap beef? What was going on that he sent a friend?
I don't know if it was a mixture of street or like, so I think it was like some street shit. Well, I don't think it was like rap yet. But
I'm now gotta do my Googles even deeper. I thought I knew something.
Yeah. No, it's deeper than
that. They came on there and Gucci was like, you could tell like he was still hurt, harboring feelings, like he was ready to like go in. And then Jeezy just hit him with the, I'm mature now. My wife is professional. I won't be having her involved in this nonsense.
But they both got well, okay. But did you guys see the people that they had? Did you see the people that Gucci had protecting the car?
I saw that. Then that day after.
He had full, I don't even know who the hell, what you call it?
Security.
They had bulletproof. They were standing and walking with the video like it was Kim Jong Un, because that's the same shit he had. Kim Jong Un had people jogging with his car as he's leaving his house. That's the type of security that Gucci had. Gucci, from how that went, he's still back 20 years ago.
Yeah. For sure.
And I get it now. Like, that's serious. You're sitting next to somebody who wanted you dead.
And you killed his man. Like, that's a big deal. Of course, you're gonna be scared for your life. You killed somebody's homeboy, like, and not just no regular old body. Like,
no, Gucci killed the guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, and trying to defend yourself, like, that's crazy.
And then he got on the stage and was bragging about it, like, grow up.
Jeezy did not bat an eye, though. He didn't sweat. Like, you can tell he did work.
Yeah, for sure.
To progress. Gucci was up there ready to shoot out.
Ready to be ignorant.
And Jeezy like, yo, I invited you as an olive branch so that we can dead all of this. And you're still on the same stuff from 20 years ago. I think I might still be on the same stuff if you tried to kill me too. But it was a fly versus. It was a great turnout. Probably some of the biggest numbers they did. They was at 1 milli before it started, and they were 30, 40 an hour.
So what? So who did y'all pick for the versus battle? Y'all didn't have. Okay, so y'all some.
Like, Joshy was talking about this in the group chat. Like, where he's in Alabama, he's like in the South. This is a big ass deal. I honestly didn't have a clue about Gucci Mane until I started messing with y'all and listening to music. Like,
oh wow,
I don't know about other people in New York, but he was just not on my radar at all. At all.
See, Detroit, Jeezy, and Gucci is a big deal. Like, we was
no clue about Gucci at all. Like, I remember when he had that ice cream cone on his face.
Yes, I knew what that was. Obviously, because it was like, what are you doing?
But apparently, he was like in a really bad space. He was like on drugs, doing kooky, crazy stuff. I remember,
Oh no, I'm listening.
I remember, Nikki. She posted a text thread between her and Tyga. She was rejecting Gucci's features. She wanted nothing to do with him. So behind the scenes, I think that he just wasn't in a good space. And when he came back, the face tattoos were going. He was in shape. He was focused on bigger and better things. Huh?
I said he got a bag and fixed his teeth. Came out
for real.
So y'all
huh?
Y'all wasn't listening to So Icy, like nothing?
Never heard it. I heard that Lemonade song. I heard that.
Oh, the girls said, y'all never heard that? Oh man, okay, that's wild. I be like, that's a whole another part of the like country.
And Southern culture is a real thing. Like, there's a whole nother community of music and artists and everything. When people pass away, it's a big deal for certain people. Even like Nipsey and Cali, like I seen his face occasionally. I had no clue that he was this big legend, entrepreneur, setting trends. I had no clue that he was a big deal. I seen him in passing.
You know who's like that for me, and I don't get it? Tyga. Like, they're not playing Tyga's music in New York. He's so big out in Cali, and I'm like, yo,
is he?
It's like the top 10, and I'm like, Tyga, like
his rent is never paid.
He's big in Cali. Like, he has a whole following, and I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, they don't play his shit up here. How is that in Detroit?
Tyga get a couple spins, but mostly like his older stuff. But Tyga gets spins in Detroit.
Nothing. We heard Trick Daddy and Trina. They made it up north.
I still love
it up north. The Yin Yang Twins, Lil Jon, obviously.
Yeah,
Like so big.
Yeah, Detroit. With Detroit, we listen to a lot of our own music. Like, you come to Detroit, you're gonna hear a lot of Detroit artists play on the radio and the club. You're gonna hear a lot of that. But I think also the radio play like a lot of.
So Detroit is their own little community.
We play a lot of mainstream stuff, and we play definitely a lot of stuff from the South and the West Coast.
Y'all see everybody on the Meg's song "Body Yaddy Yaddy Yaddy" that they're saying like Bounce is making it mainstream now. The New Orleans Bounce.
Yeah,
but people are making it negative as well.
Like, I don't feel like Black people can like culturally appropriate other people.
Bounce is bomb.
Yeah,
I'm a Frida fan. I've been to 2 shows. I'm a Frida fan, and from Frida, I didn't went on to other stuff. I love me a good party song. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was people before, like Sissy Nobby before Frida. Like, I'm on it. People do other dances. People do African dances.
Yeah.
People do all different types of stuff.
Appropriating as well. Like, you can't do any other style except for what you grew up in. Don't stray away from it, because then
like I see bounce. I follow some bounce choreographers and stuff who are connected to artists that I like, and they're like, we've been doing this more than what you're seeing right now. Like,
so
okay.
Like, she's bringing in recognition. Like, don't you want that? It's not going to be you because you're not famous. So right.
It's popping. It is what it is. The song is going to be annoying because it's the same thing over and over. But it's a TikTok challenge, and you know the street's going to be popping with it. So
too much, yo. And I'm like, I love Megan Thee Stallion, but she has to switch it up. She's literally in the song saying, "I have big titties and a small waist." Poetry, sis. Write me a real lyric, please.
It's crazy because, like a lot of artists say, nobody wants anything else. Like, Meg's flow is bomb. Not many people can go off the top of their head. You know, a lot of people be like, same flow, same flow. Is it always the same? First off, I don't get the flow conversation because growing up, people's flow was their flow.
No.
Dog's flow was his flow. Biggie's flow was his flow. That's why Kim sounded just like Biggie, because he wrote that.
Come on. No.
That's not the same thing. It doesn't matter what. No, they're like, you can't come on. Like, stop.
I'm talking about a flow, just a flow.
It's a flow. I'm talking about the rhythm of the way she raps. If Biggie's on a song, he doesn't sound like you could take his verse and put it on any of his other songs because she flows the same. You could take the song from this, the verse from here, take out the music, put it on another song, and it's that same flow. Like, she switched it up a little bit on this album, but on the previous one, it was all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all the same.
You don't have to give us an example.
You see me, I was about to get in it, right?
You know, she don't play about me.
I definitely understand. I understand. I appreciate her. I think she's fly and talented. There were different flows on here, and it was noticeable.
Yeah,
it sounded like she had to fit her words in. She had to get it, you know, what she wanted to say out on these beats.
Yeah,
you got to figure out.
Hopefully, she'll switch it up. People say the same thing about Cardi,
but I don't consider Cardi like a rapper. I consider Cardi like a personality artist because I feel like when she's done with this shit, she's gonna go do something else and be fine and never look back at a rap or nothing. Like, I feel like she's that person. She did the reality TV, was hella funny, left that behind, went to rap, like moved on. I feel like she's gonna move into something else, like fashion or something, and be like, "Oh, I did rap for a while, done with that."
Whole actress or some shit.
Yeah.
I want to see Cardi on like a dog ass sitcom. Like,
yo, she would be so dope.
She's supposed to be in the Nanny remake.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And I bet
Fran Drescher, they was talking about it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So good. She's perfect for it. Can you imagine?
Absolutely. That's why they putting her on and on. You would be perfect too.
People used to say that to me when I was younger, that I sound like the nanny.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. All right. So wait. Gee, she never told us. Are you Jeezy or Gucci?
I see. That's what I said. Like, it was a big deal in Detroit. For me, like, I think I would have to say, I see, like, all my ringtones, like, I'm thinking of, like, back then when I was a kid, like, all my ringtones was for sure, like, Gucci, but it's just hard for you.
Really?
Like, I was, like, middle school, like, yeah, definitely we was on.
He always looked so scary, too. I had no interest. I was like, who the hell is
But,
that?
like, I can never sleep on Jeezy either because, like I said, I heard, we listen to Jeezy, too. Like, we bumped Jeezy, like. I couldn't front on Jeezy. I couldn't front on either one of them because like they both just was like heavy influences, especially in Detroit. Like, it was wild. So, but
I guess by default, I'm Team Jeezy because.
But I think for the verses, I think Jeezy played more of the right songs for sure. Like I was certain, it was certain. She's like, no, Gucci, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, they're like, you supposed to play this.
Gucci just was playing his diss tracks.
Yeah, so yeah, like I think it was like he was on a whole nother like vibe.
I'm like, do you know why he here?
No, yeah. He was like, I'm here for payback. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, like, I don't think he was really tripping on whatever the fuck was played because I'm like, no, that ain't like you. That's not he was supposed to like be at Jeezy neck with the hits, but like it was still entertaining. Like, he still played some like for sure cuts. But yeah, Jeezy went crazy too in that battle, but they both was like heavily played, heavily influencers for like, you know, Detroit. So yeah. Shout out to them.
Have y'all been watching all of the verses? I haven't seen like some of them recently. What else has been like? I don't know. Did they do the gospel one? They did, right?
Yeah.
They did Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin.
Yeah. I remember the one with that.
That was a good one.
Is there a verses y'all still want to see? Like that you would be interested in seeing?
Beyonce and Rihanna.
Woo! I want to see Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Go
look at the concert.
I know.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be. I think they about to do a Keisha Cole and Ashanti, and it's like,
cool.
Keisha Cole literally was like, "Let's do it, let's go, shiny, shiny, shiny." Ashanti never said one word about a verses.
I think she did accept it.
She ain't accept nothing. That's why we ain't seen it yet.
Who do you think? I don't know.
You think Ashanti accepted it?
But she was in, I feel.
I mean, I didn't. You know how I be on Facebook. I didn't like click on it to be like, oh yeah. But
I don't think Ashanti ever said one word about it. It would be on the shade.
Yeah, possibly, but that's true. But you know me now. But that one, even though I love Keisha Cole, I gotta go for Shani. Like, I gotta go with Shani. Like, hey, listen, y'all can't sleep on Ashanti. Y'all like Keisha Cole ain't come out on a number 1 and number 2 spot.
No, but Keisha had way more albums and music.
Got a lot more content, but Ashanti a dog still.
Then Ashanti only had the first 2 albums.
Really?
She was falling off.
No, she went independent. What she did.
I feel like
just as Maya, and Maya is considered a has-been.
Yeah, like the declaration.
No.
Listen, Shani gonna watch that girl. You got to think about features.
I'm familiar with the work. I done had all the albums.
Yeah, and she got features, so she good.
And she writing and stuff.
She writing. Ashanti writes.
What features?
All the ones with Ja Rule.
Oh, well, that's part of her catalog.
No, it's part of her catalog.
Albums?
You said what?
Huh? Does she really not have a lot of albums?
She has maybe like 3 or 4.
No, she don't. She got more than that.
How many Keisha Cole got?
More than that?
Nah, I feel like
Ashanti got Chapter
I'm gonna do my research.
Chapter
Hold on
2,
one moment.
Concrete Rose, The Declaration,
top of your head, boo?
the Independent album. What was the one? She dropped the Independent album. With at the road.
Sing it.
All
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keisha Cole has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now how many
Ashanti does not have that many albums.
She got how many?
Oh shoot, I do remember these. Ashanti, including her Christmas album. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 albums.
That's not bad.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot about Concrete Rose. That was a good album.
I like the Concrete Rose.
For me,
I like the Concrete Rose.
Yeah, I definitely love both the ladies.
Ashanti just took a blow with the whole Murder Inc. blow. Like that's kind of how I feel. Like
but people dogged Shani from the first time. Her whole career, she couldn't sing, she couldn't dance, she couldn't do nothing.
But she was doing numbers though. Ashanti was doing numbers though at that time. And that was the early 2000s, and she was doing numbers at that time.
Of course, she was hot on that first album.
So, even when that comes with being mainstream now. Regardless if you feel like she got a strong voice or not, it's like that comes with it. Everybody got you hear you can go and find a negative comment about Beyonce right now. Like it's a whole group of people who was like convinced like Beyonce is not, you know what I'm saying? So it's like anybody who a big deal, same with Jay-Z, same with rappers, like they got that negative content. So people was like, oh, Ashanti couldn't sing, but Ashanti was bumping and Ashanti was like on the chart. Like like so that's just how it comes. Like when you popping, like you gonna hear that side. It's gonna be a whole negative side of people who like, no, you don't deserve that or you suck, like period. But that
only you can make me feel only.
I remember that
video. Man, people, it was so funny that I was a kid and like people used to know like Ashanti got a new video out, Josh. Like
you was in elementary for every album. What's up?
You said I was elementary school
for every album.
Great.
I was, and I was bumping. my mama had me on all that, the Erykah Badu's, the Jill Scotts, all that. I had a nice little ear for music.
And your little classmates was watching Barney and stuff, and you was like,
Then that's when cell phones hit middle school. You had ringtones, and that's when all my ringtones was Gucci, Jeezy, T.I., like country.
Do you think that T.I. is on the same level as the Jay-Z's and the Biggies and the Tupacs?
I think it's a different time. I think it would be, I'm not sure if I'm the generation to be able to be like, because I'm
what
like,
were you saying?
No, I would say he in between. Like he's like, it's like bam, bam, and then bam. Like, so he's somewhere in between. You know what I'm saying? He got, you know, I don't know.
He's up there. He's up there with Jay-Z, like all of those. Because like he's literally like he was the king of the South. Like when he fought in New York, that's who like we looked at as like one of the hottest rappers from the South. Like because we don't know all like the little guys unless you're like heavy into it. But T.I. was a big deal in the early 2000s. Like he had a feature with everybody in the middle of a scandal with all his guns and stuff. He came back out, continued making music. Like,
yeah,
he was like a big deal to us.
He's literally been having this conversation with people though, trying to be recognized.
Yeah,
as being up there.
I think
you see 50 Cent didn't even want to do the battle with him, and then
I don't think 50 gonna do a battle with nobody.
He is. I think he's prepping to do the battle with somebody now. It just wasn't T.I. Like he's just shady.
And Busta Rhymes was pushing to have a T.I. battle for what?
Yeah, I want to see. Somebody said Busta and Missy. I'm like, that'd be interesting.
That would be dope.
I feel like Busta popped or like peaked before T.I. was like, you know, because when
he paved the way. Like you're his grandfather
at the same time. Yeah, they was not like at the same
That's like
time.
a random team.
Yeah. But Busta Rhymes was dope, yo. He had hits. I will forever put your eyes on her, put your hands on her.
That's why Missy can keep up with him.
And a place to be.
I hear
Busta,
what it is like that.
And I never forget the classic Halloween costume, Busta and Janet.
That's what was in my head.
Yeah.
Make your body
Yeah. that shit was lit.
I remember at the time, I'm like, yo, how the fuck did he get Janet in that video?
Yeah. That's when she felt like working. You know, now she ain't gonna know.
No. She was hot and ready back then. Little Caesars. Shout out to Bay. He said that in a verse, and I like it's just a part of my vocabulary now. Hot and ready, like Little Caesar.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, so
let's segue into this next topic. Another thing that was all over the internet, that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so warm watching it. How do y'all feel? I mean, I know what I was like. I was definitely tuned into the Aunt Viv and Will conversation. I didn't know a lot about that conversation, and I thought like Will was pure. And then he's just getting like, first with Jada, now with the show, like shit is just coming to air to the new people. But basically, him and the original Aunt Viv, the chocolate version, had like a real falling out because he was apparently calling her difficult on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just explaining like how much she was going through and nobody knew it. Like she was pregnant at the time. He was 21 years old. And he kind of said like, that was just something that, you know, he wasn't considerate of because that wasn't, you know, he was 21 years old. It wasn't his world. And then she was saying that she was in a whole domestic violence situation within her marriage. And that she started coming around and she wasn't the same like happy-go-lucky person. And she just kind of stopped talking to people. And then that was like the rumor, like now she's difficult to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had like a deep conversation. I was loving it. I was like in tears at several parts of that reunion. Why, Kimi? Why the face?
No, I was feeling you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
saying. Oh, yeah, I thought it was like a
sarcastic.
No, I was feeling it. Like, oh. Jeesh, how you feel?
I only got a little bit. When it came to subscriptions, I chose Stars over Max. So I did get the YouTube cut though, and I got to see a little bit of the Will and Viv conversation. I wasn't hip to all that either. I always heard little rumors and stuff about it, but I didn't know that it was like a real thing. So I think that was deep.
And I didn't know that it really was him that had a big part to do with that. I just thought like people were saying that because they didn't know, but it was the network or whatever.
Yeah.
She said they could try to give her this shitty deal. And she was like, no, I have a family to feed. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Basically like, take it or you're going to have to go. And she was like, well, I have to go.
Yeah, because she was saying like she had started like a business, outside of that. So like I can imagine like, okay, you on TV, you getting TV money. You probably did have, hella plans for all your money, like, and then for it to just get cut short, like, somebody just saying, like, they don't like you. Like, could you imagine being at work and somebody's like, no, like, and you get fired.
And the next day they're like, security.
Yeah, like, no,
that's real life. That's what they do.
Yeah, so it's like that was just like I can understand, like, where she was coming from that, and I also understand Will because I've been in that situation too, like, where I'm just young and like. Not as considerate as I could be for how, I'm saying, I feel. Somebody like me young, it's like the world is at my feet. Like
this difficult ass old lady.
Right.
At my show.
Like, no, she gotta go. Like,
and you know what? It probably really went down like that, like very flippant. Like, yo, I'm trying to make a show. Like, she's pregnant. Like, it ain't working. Like, yo. Because
the vibe, yo. Like,
but she was pregnant on the show. It looked like she was working.
He was like, that's not the vibe I wanted for the
Or it probably was more so like behind the scene. Like, after they yell cut, y'all laughing, giggling, she probably was like going back to her set, like, see y'all. Like,
she gave the backstory behind it. She was like, yo, I was fucking abused at home. I didn't have a smile for y'all. Right now,
Yeah. So, but of course, him being young, he took it personal. Like, oh, she ain't laughing at my jokes. Like, she got punched before she came in.
He said he used to feed off of that.
Yeah. So.
He used to what?
He said he used to feed off of entertaining people, those laughs and things like that. And I remember back in the day, if y'all look it up, it was public. They used to fight online. She wrote fucking stories about his ass. And it was crazy because on the reunion, they talked about his parties in his dressing rooms every night or the end of the week. And that was part of her letters. Like, there's a young kid over here partying in his trailer every week, every day. Like, I wanted no parts of that. I had no time for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's attention seeking. He wanted everybody up under him. And I ain't have time for that. And in that conversation, she apologized for that. She was like, we've both said some horrible things about each other. And I'm sorry. Yeah. But she looks amazing.
Hello.
She looks like beauty. But the thing is, did y'all notice how Carlton disappeared? When she came out to the floor, he was nowhere to be found.
Really?
Yes, on the reunion.
MP.
Rewinded back.
Interesting.
You think on that too?
And the two Avivs never met?
Yeah. I guess when she left the show, she left and was like, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. So like, if they weren't friends before, they wouldn't have.
Right. The reunion felt so good though. So I understood why you were emotional. They cried the whole time.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
That man. Like, he was a daddy to everybody. Just like a genuine good human.
Yeah.
The way, I'm about to call her Ashley. The way Ashley, the way Tatiana Ali was saying, like, how you could feel at the time and he knew that he was planting seeds.
Yeah, that part was amazing. I love that.
Come on now. When people can see your potential and this person is like, all right, I see you. Now I'm going to give you just a little bit of this to make you that much better. When he told Will, like after that scene with his dad and the hug and was like, now that's acting. I'm like, yes!
Y'all got this face for the whole show.
And I had to stop. I was just standing in front of the TV like,
wow.
I was so touched.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see like how they left the set. And I'm sure it's like that for other people. I don't know if y'all have ever done anything where you're in a group with a certain people and you know, like after you leave that you're never going to have like that sort of situation with those people again. And you've been in that like 6 years they were doing that.
Yes.
Like I think about shit like that all the time and it used to make me so scary. Now I know like you'll have the good experience, like really, really enjoy it because you know it's going to come to an end at some point.
But that's literally our story, Mo.
What do you mean?
We were together for years, 2-3 years. We disappeared.
Oh, yes, for sure.
It died. Sure. We just coming back together again.
Yes.
Within this year.
Yeah.
2 years, year and a half. And it was one of the highlights of our life.
Yes. So I don't know, like if you haven't heard, we've met online and on a singing app, and we used to make songs together and like talk to each other every single hit. Talk to each other every single day.
Every day, wake up, go to sleep through the night. Nobody, we ain't sleep. We was talking on the damn thing all night.
You know, and then some of us would drop off a year, 2 years, come back together, and you know. But yes, it is like a definite like change. And it's weird though, because sometimes it's like you have this certain connection with that person and you may not fit with them like all the places, but it's like you have that one thing and it's so special.
Yeah.
Like you don't share that with anybody else. I do feel that way about us. Like a little capsule of memories.
This is how the Fresh Prince special felt.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching it. I was on my sofa nestled up like, this feels so good.
It does. It was
like, I didn't know what to expect. I can't say that I was excited to sit there and watch it. But it was a very delightful surprise. It was really good.
Yeah.
And it was a good concept because everybody wants to revive everything, remake everything, mess up everything. It lasts for one extra season for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that was just a good way to bring it back, just to go through the memories, play the audition tapes, reminisce on behind the scenes stories. Huh?
Hillary was perfect.
Hillary was perfect. She still looks the same.
She looks good.
Everybody looks good.
They all look good. Yo, totally rando. Why the hell did they bring little Nicky in there all the way at the end and not let him speak?
He came in to say hello and laugh.
And he was like, I feel like a little kid again. Boop. That was it. That was your one line.
All right, that's enough.
And then he was at the end dancing. Doom, 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 do, 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 do. And I knew you were by anyone.
The Carlton was a classic. I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite episodes is the ones like when Ashley was performing, like him and Willa come and save the performance and be dancing in the background. Like Carlton had to move.
What are your favorite episodes? I'm trying to think. What are my favorite episodes of that show? Damn, I don't remember it.
My favorite episode was when Nia Long was his girlfriend. She took him to the cabin, tied him up. He was burning his ankles off, trying to burn
the basement one?
Huh?
Is that the Locked in the Basement?
It was, but she took him to a cabin or something.
Maybe that was a different episode. I forgot. He was locked in the basement with somebody. And it
wasn't a basement. She tried to tie him up. Then he had the shred. That was hilarious when he was trying to escape her.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh my God. I'm stuck in the basement sitting on a tricycle, girlfriend, girl getting on my nerves.
No.
No.
If her body is hers.
He made that song up on there?
He was like, they were locked in the basement somehow. Who was with him? Who was his girlfriend at the time? I feel like it was Nia Long. And then she I don't know if she took off her wig, but she was like popping off her nails one at a time. And that nigga was like, I'm stuck in the basement sitting on a tricycle, girl getting on my nerves, going out of my mind.
Maybe that was it, because she didn't go crazy in every episode. Oh my God.
I gotta do some research. I low-key been watching a lot of the older episodes, but I haven't gotten the Fresh Prince. I've been like on like
listen, they done rolled out all our old shows. I ain't got enough hours in the day to catch up on nothing.
Yeah, I be watching the Parkers and Jamie Foxx show, and My Wife and Kids. Them like my personal top three. Like of course like the Martin, that's like the obvious, but like I feel like
okay, here goes the
that was my shit. I be like still to this day like slobbing like, bro, that is funny.
I have to see how Martin ages for me, because Girlfriends was dope until it got to the end, and I literally got sick of Joan.
Tashina Arnold was his girl. I mean, not Tashina, Campbell.
Okay.
He had every girl in there as his girl. He had Tyra, Nia, Tisha. I don't even remember that. I'm gonna have to go look at that one.
That shit is funny. Funty.
My.
But it was feel good vibes. If you have time, check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
And I know G said that he got stars, but I personally think that every single thing that comes on HBO is gold. Like, it is such good programming.
HBO is classic. It's the original.
I wasn't.
You only get stars for Power.
Yeah, I had stars for Power, and I think Game of Thrones was on HBO too. Honestly,
yes.
I never watched it, but yes, and I know that was popping.
Game of Thrones was the shit.
Nah,
I don't want no medieval TV. I'm not interested.
I don't want no medieval TV.
No. I went into it thinking the same thing. Get past the first couple of episodes. Somebody's gonna get their head chopped off in like episode 1.5. And then after that, you're going to be invested. I'm telling you, there were dragons flying in the sky with a bunch of white people, and I was crying. Yeah. I'm telling you, it takes you there. The scenes, I don't know, cinematography, the way that shit is shot. I don't even like movies that have fighting and war and shit, but the way that thing was shot, I was in it. It's just good TV.
I'll watch it when I get my 50-inch.
Oh my God. Once you start watching it, you're gonna binge. I didn't watch it like when it first started. I watched 7 seasons in like 2 weeks. And they're hour-long episodes. It's that good. I was stuck.
Are you guys the people who binge watch but be on your phone the whole time?
No. If I'm into it, I'm into it.
I don't watch a lot of TV. So when I turn my TV off to watch something, it's because I can actually like sit and watch it.
Maybe I need therapy.
Maybe
I need therapy. Yeah, I can go days without watching TV, but like when I get ready to watch it, it's like okay, like I'm about to watch.
I can definitely binge and be into something, but I be catching myself sometimes like, let me rewind this back. I done missed something.
Yeah, I mean that happens. If I'm not usually that happens. I'm watching TV with somebody else and they pick the show. Yo, my little ex friend, we used to.
Yeah, the last seasons, they definitely went downhill, like for sure.
I haven't watched the last episode of Game of Thrones because everybody said it was shit.
Really?
You have to watch it though.
I don't want it to break my heart. I don't want
to go through it.
And
everybody said that.
I haven't seen it. I have not seen it.
It was definitely trash, but you got to go through that with the rest of the fans. Like
I saw Arya do what she did, and then
Arya was my favorite. I promise you. Like Arya was a dog.
People were pissed.
The many-faced guy, that shit was hard. He was going through record shit. I love Arya, but no.
She's a fucking beast, yeah.
He was a beast for sure. They all them kids was a beast for sure, but in the woods, all that shit was like, you gotta get him to the Game of Thrones.
Everybody watch it's gonna be the Red Wedding. It's just crazy. And you know what they say like about that show? It was like it don't matter what character you love. Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Like anybody could get people are dying and that you're like, oh no, they're the main character. Head gone.
Definitely.
It's emotional. Keen, I'm like, no lie. Get into it.
I'll watch it. Get
past the first couple of episodes because you just got to get invested. After that, you're going to be glued. I promise you.
It's good TV.
He ain't going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it.
All right. We're going to hold you accountable. How long?
I'm literally watching shows that people are telling me about. I started watching Schitt's Creek. I'm on like the last season.
I did too.
Co-workers told me about it and I've enjoyed it. I get a little chuckle my soul.
Oh yeah, I watched Schitt's Creek. I fell off of it. I didn't finish it, but I like the Shameless. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I was so caught up in Shameless because I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, is this a real show? And it's been on for years.
Daddy Frank's
crazy.
Frank is, and that's so funny because I done had some Frank moments where I done been drunk, like on the lawn, like let me just leave me here. Like
Frank got 9, maybe 10 lives because he finished his head so many times.
Frank is a dog, like dog.
And I'll be looking at this like, who is fucking Frank? Like, why is he always got a woman involved in something?
Listen, the Jones want him. But we know women are way more understanding. Y'all will take on the raggediest of Anns and Andys.
Don't call that understanding. That shit is ignorant. Like,
no, I understand how he got the woman because women will accept shit way less than them, where guys be trying to be super picky.
That is a thing. We're going to talk about that like next episode.
We'll get into that.
Because guys will like shoot their shot and not have nothing. Like you don't have nothing to offer somebody on my level. Like you have
not even a tooth.
Not even. And then a woman will be like, he's nice. He don't have a job, but I have money. I have a place to stay. He loves me. He cooks. Like
and that was Sheila. That was Sheila. That was a character on Shameless. Sheila. She was like that. And she would lead out. She was.
They had a freaky dicky old sex life though.
Mm-hmm.
Had mad. If this microphone,
I need you to stable your mic, my sister.
I keep moving this table, and you know what? When I have my my lipstick on the straw, you know what's going on. It's a holiday tomorrow. Not tomorrow. The day after tomorrow.
So who's all coming over, Mo?
No, my mother and my brother.
Oh, okay. They keeping it real simple.
Yeah, she shut it up. She told everybody else they can't come. I'm just gonna leave this right here. Okay, I'm gonna hold it.
Yeah, I just hold it more.
She can be like, "Hello, everybody. Yes, this is what's going on today. We appreciate it. It's not unusual
to be loved by anyone.
No.
It's not unusual." I didn't know about Rance Allen, but all these memes about him are classic.
Yes.
Where the boy was doing all that.
Yeah. Okay, Scheme.
I love it.
Talk to the people.
That's just me playing around. You don't want the full vocal.
Do it. I want it.
No.
No? Okay. Not today.
Listen, y'all don't understand. Y'all gotta check out the Sunday brunch track because Scheme and Moni gets down on the vocals. Like literally. I was like, hold up, they got the little chorus. Like, okay, y'all was showing off the fundamentals of it all.
Nice verse at us, okay?
Oh, okay.
Legendary.
Cute.
Muscle Lambs, okay?
Let's go.
I appreciate it.
Give us Kimi. There's a request, baby. Give us vocals now.
Natasha wants the vocals.
We have that at
Give me rants, please. I need some rants.
Huh?
I said I need some rants, Alan.
Something about the name Jesus.
Right.
It is the sweetest name.
Hey.
I know. That's it.
I wasn't even singing it. I was there with you.
Facts. It's over with for the falsettos the whole winter. For me.
Yeah, no,
this whole winter got my falsettos out of there. It's over with. I'm all in the wrath. Wow.
Whoa, stop with the faces.
That's my go-to. Wow.
Mine is
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The ooh yes.
All right. In the year, I'm gonna keep bringing this up because like it's the Lord's year of 2020. How important is a college education? This came from like a little thing. I don't even know if it's obviously not recent. It was like during the summer, like just sparked it. But I know people say this a lot. Tyler, the Creator, was on Funk Master Flex show saying how he would not get a college education, that it doesn't make any sense. You're in there, you don't have a major. If you want to do something, just go out and do it. What are you spending your time in college for? And it's like, I understand that college has like a different connotation nowadays. It's not like go to high school, go to college, get a job, and like that's the recipe. But do you think like college is overrated? Like people should
already sound like you got an opinion, Mo.
You know I do.
She said he's talking. He said.
What do you think?
I understand both. I definitely understand how it's a complete scam because there's plenty of people who are successful and making money without a degree and making more money than some people with degrees, whether it's through through trades and things like that. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Some of these trades are some of the top paying gigs in the world. But if people have a different vision, they just have a different vision. And you got to go get the degree that you have to fit your
plan.
Your plan.
Like, it depends on what your plan is.
We're connected, brother. We're connected.
Yes, sir.
But for me, I think like college has a different purpose. Like, if you want to, yes, you can go to college and be like, I want to study a certain. All right. Yes, you can go, Jason Holmes. You can go to college and you can say like, all right, I want to do this thing. I'm going to go to college and go get a job when I get older. But you can also go to college and say, I want to go to college and have this experience. Yeah. I come from this one place. I don't have a lot of experiences. I go to college. I meet people from all over the world. I can take a class in anything I'm interested in. When do you get another chance in your life to look at a fucking catalog and be like, hey, I'm interested in taking a Buddhist religion class because that's just what I'm interested in. It's not going to pay me anything later. It's not going to have any benefit for me later, not necessarily, except for like being interesting in a conversation. But like I'm learning something where I'm not going to have another time in my life to sit down and learn about this thing. That was the value for me in college. I literally found like the things that I was interested in. I can write you a 10-page paper about anything. I can argue you down about anything. Proof, facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? I learned how to state an opinion, back it up, and be confident in what I'm saying, right? Also, what am I interested in? I was like lost in college about religion. Grew up Baptist. My grandmother died. Wasn't really going to church so much anymore. I took a bunch of religion classes because I'm just like, my brain, my mind is interested.
Did that help you?
Absolutely. I can have a conversation, like, and just because I am, and again, another thing about college, everybody's personality is not suited for that. And I understand that. I have the type of personality that is suited for school and for college. So I enjoyed it. When I was in school, I loved it. I was doing my work. I was doing research on papers and I learned a lot of things. And it's like, no, you don't enjoy going to college every day. You don't enjoy all the time you spend writing a paper, but saying you enjoy the feeling of having written. I enjoy the feeling of having that experience because I learned a lot. Like I built skills. I majored in English, creative writing. No, I didn't go out into the world and I was lost as fuck when I graduated because it's like, that's an artist's degree, right? You sure can go out in the world and write a book and not have to go to college to do it. But it's like, the experience for me was 100% worth it. There was no, as an adult right now, I can go to college, but I can't go to college and dedicate all of my thoughts and my time to like writing a paper for this one class. I have a job. I have other life shit going on. Like, it's not the same. Okay. So I think like that time, you should go to college. You don't have to be working right now. You don't have to have it all figured out. Explore, like see what it is about. And I think, I don't know, like I just have a really different feel of it. You have to know your intention of what you like when you're there, like what the purpose is for you.
But that exploring has a big bill with it too.
It can. It doesn't have to. I'm not saying you have to go to the top colleges. I don't even buy into that. Those top colleges, the education there is not any more rigorous than in a city college. Yeah. It's just most people have money.
Yeah, a lot of people say like most community colleges are harsher than the universities out here.
Yeah, because those teachers are not in there. They don't have a fluffed up salary. No celebrities are paying them to make sure their kids pass. Right. Like that's real shit. People have enough money. They go to like an expensive college. I'm paying this kid's tuition. Make sure my kid gets A's. Like that's the business of college. It is a business, not a lie. I know it's a scheme for some people, but it's like, it is what you make it. If you're there and you take the information, you take the structure of the class and actually like train your brain, it's of course going to be beneficial. If you go there and you and I'm not saying you shouldn't, and you drink and party and don't pick up a book, sure, it's a waste of time and a debt for no reason. But that's you that has to make that decision. You know, like that's the independent part of going to college. Which way do you go?
Yeah, I also just think whether you go to, even if you go to college, you have to have a solid plan. Because I do know people, you know, a lot of people who, like you said, like they graduate and they be lost and they be depressed. They don't figure out what they even want to do with their degree. And they, you know what I'm saying, end up doing some shit they could have did without college and they be in debt. So once again, it's about your plan. If your plan is to do something where you need college and your career requires those fundamentals, definitely, you know what I'm saying, go to school. But at the same time, if you have a business plan or you inheriting something from your family or whatever you might have that requires you not, you know what I'm saying, to take a shortcut, if you can do that, then do that, you know what I'm saying? Or if you just want to take up a trade, or if you're an artist, like it's just whatever you want to do, but just have a plan that's going to work out, because that's the whole goal. I don't think people go to college and then graduate and fail and be depressed. I've also seen people go to college and, you know what I'm saying, double and do great things. I see both, and I'm close to, you know what I'm saying, people on both sides of that spectrum. So for me, college is like, oh yeah, it's give or take, like Moni was saying, like it's what you make it for sure.
Yeah.
Question came in. Can you compare your experience to spending 20, 30K a year traveling for 4 years? To me, it's not a trade-off. Like, there's so many years in life. I have a master's degree. So I spent 4 years in college, and then I have another 2 years in a master's. Would I compare that to traveling? I didn't travel a lot while I was in school because that was my priority. But now I can do what I want to do. So like I'm traveling a lot now because I have that flexibility. I would not travel instead of going to college. I wouldn't. It's not the same education. Yes, you explore. You can learn a lot from talking to people, but there is something very different about reading someone's book who they've spent their lifetime writing, right? There's actual research in there. There's facts. They went out and did the research. Like, I'm not going to get to go to every single country in this world and explore and discover things on my own. But other people have, and I can read their work and learn something. Of course, there's something valuable of doing things firsthand, but you can't do every single thing. Yeah. I want to hear about other people's experiences, and I can study that and write you a paper about it. I'm telling you, there's just not a lot of times where you can get that deep into thought, or when you have the time for it. I'm like, you know how much motivation it would take for me right now to sit down and write a 10-page paper? It's just not there. There's so many things going on. But when I'm 21, I'm in college, and I'm like, yo.
I get what you're saying.
Notes on the Virginia estate. He's talking, and this is a real life. I wrote a paper when I was in college about, it was basically like kind of like science fiction. Thomas Jefferson wrote notes. He was just walking around Virginia, taking notes about the plants, the animals, the tree, all that stuff. And then he started talking about Black people. He saw that there were some people that had that were albino, and he literally started writing in the middle of his notes that the albino people, he was scared of them. He didn't know what that meant. He was like, there's white, like lurking right underneath their dark skin. Like, what are these people? And he started like making the connection between like them calling slaves and saying they're like not human or below human. And then this connection of them and that white part of their skin, when like that skin, he started to see through that, and it was scary for him. And he also like mentioned things about Sally Hemings and his legacy and leaving a legacy, not specifically by name, but just the way he was talking about it, of leaving a legacy behind so like future generations can finish the research that he started. I really do think that he was like Sally Hemings. I don't know if y'all know the story, but like, you know, the slave girl who had a bunch of children with, and her descendants are alive today. Like, I really think he was planting seeds. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with these Black people and this white people in this country, but I'm going to have these Black babies, you know, like he wanted his legacy involved in whatever was going to happen. And I think like things like that are interesting. Like you don't get a chance to like do research like that anywhere else.
I think that your perspective about it is really good. I didn't think about it like that. I didn't go to college like that. Like when I went to college, I was working the whole time. Yeah. 2 jobs, full-time, part-time, over here, over there. But if you have that opportunity and you love to learn, it's a great opportunity to be able to research and get into it the way that you're talking about it. Education school isn't for everybody.
That's right.
And for some people, they would love to travel the world and explore. You can learn on different levels doing different things. That traveling sounds very good.
Yeah.
Because I like to travel, but youngin who wasn't traveling at the time, and I was into education, and you can sit down and do what Mo is saying, that makes complete sense. But it ain't for everybody. And for those people that it ain't for, it makes sense that college is a fucking scam, because a lot of people equate it to spending so much money and not making money. You know what I'm saying? That's where people feel like it's a scam. And nowadays people are forced. Their parents, it's a requirement. You got to go sit in these classrooms. You need to find your major, and you need to sit here and get a degree.
And don't be Caribbean or Filipino. You better become a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer.
Doctor. Like they're forced, they're fucking, like I see a lot of entrepreneurial stuff where these foreign kids are miserable because their parents are literally forcing them to become medical professionals.
Yeah.
Because they feel like that's the only way out. And they want to own businesses and build companies, and people don't see that, but that's an option as well.
Or just
and it's a scam in that way because it's presented to us as the only way out, the only option. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't thinking about it the way that you're presenting it, Mo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's not people's bigger picture. I didn't think about it like that, so you just broke it down like that. And that makes it interesting. Like if you love to learn, if you're curious, if you want to get into stuff, makes perfect sense. If that's not for you, no, you're going to be miserable. You might not be making money like you thought you'd be making. You know what I'm saying? People got master's degrees and still making $30,000 a year.
Facts.
the same as the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And then people are beneath you, but you paid hundreds of thousands of dollars unless you went to a regular community college or one in something that's not Ivy League. Like you paid all that money. And then you're living in misery because I know people be running that and you don't know how much I hear that at work.
Of course. And that's like another thing about it. Like, and also like access and understanding like what is out there. You know how much free money is out there to go to college?
Yeah.
You know how much free money is out there to go to college?
I got my free money is worth. Go ahead.
I got my master's for free. I think I paid maybe like $2,000 or $3,000. I went and got a master's degree and I graduated with no debt. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how I was going to do it. My family wasn't giving me money. I wasn't making enough money to do it. I just looking around, found a program. All I knew is that I wanted to make sure that I got a master's degree because I school was important. And it's like, once you go get a master's, you specialize. Now you're not learning a bunch of like silly stuff. You already know what you want to do. You've worked in the field that you want to be in and you go get the master's and it's like, this is my job. I'm doing this for work. It's just a more specialized degree. And I think that was important to me because I do like school and I'm like, all right, if I'm going to be doing this, I want to know everything about it.
Right.
And that was the deal for me, but I didn't have money for it. And I found a way to make sure that I went and I got grants and scholarships and I paid whatever I paid monthly, but it was literally it was less than $10,000 over 4 years. And I paid monthly. I was stretched, but I did graduate with no debt,
Amen to that.
It's crazy. They got that free money they'll give it to you because you're fat, because you're black, because you're bald, because you're handicapped, because you got one eye, because you wear glasses. There's all types of grants and loans, but you got to put in work to get that money too. You know what I'm saying? You got to write papers and essays and submit and be diligent on it. A lot of people don't know about that. So if you want to go to school and you poor or you don't feel like paying, there's a way for you. If education is for you, do like Brother Jason said. Travel the world with your 20 to 30, 100 or 100K. You can travel the world and work and still survive if you need to do that.
That's
too.
True.
And do what's meant for you. It ain't for everybody.
And I don't want my spiel to make it seem like it is for everybody because I truly don't believe that. That was me and my path and it works for me. And I just think that can also work for other people. So I don't want people to shit on college and be like, yo, it's a waste of money. You're not going to get anything out of it. Just because something does not translate into a paycheck, that doesn't mean that it's a waste of money. There's other value in life besides money. And if you think of it like the man is telling me to go to college so I could get a job, that's what it's going to be for you. The college is there. The information is there. If you want to go, I majored in Africana and Puerto Rican Latino studies and creative writing. I was I'm learning about my people. I want to know my history. And that's, I chose my trajectory. So it's you have to be aware kind of what you're doing. And it's hard at that age. But again, I believe in a trade school as well. If you know at 19 that you want to be a carpenter, I feel like you should go sharpen your skills as a carpenter because that is as valuable as going to college and reading a bunch of books, especially if you're not going to do anything with it.
It's crazy. I went to a vocational school and we're going to wrap it up after this with our last comment that we got. I went to a vocational school. I majored in printing and graphic communications, and I wish that I got into that more. I could still do it right now if I wanted to.
You can, baby.
But I didn't acknowledge it the way I should have. Maybe because I was young. I feel like I didn't fully understand the concept of the school that I was even in. You know what I'm saying? I picked a random major, even though it was good, and I didn't even stick with it once I was done.
Yeah.
But the trade that I did, that I graduated with credentials for, I could have made a successful career out of, but I didn't follow that route. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't ever have to think about college after that, if that was something that I wanted to commit to. So it's plenty of options out here. Yeah. Let's see what Brother Jason says for the closeout.
And appreciate you, Jason. You've been on it with us.
Let's search out to Jason.
You got a word for this one. I was taught that college equal good job. I don't believe that was right. I do understand that you use college for something different, and I respect that. I just believe that if I was presented more options to making money, I would not have automatically went to school. And
I agree. I think that's
nobody's
fair.
presented with options.
No.
It's talked about a lot more now.
And then the options are not even respected. Like, that's my point. I respect every position that somebody has is important. The world doesn't revolve with just people who went to college and read books and write papers and talk, you know? Like, we need people who are skilled in other areas. Like, I totally believe in a trade, and it's not like that person is beneath me in any way. Like, I think it's beautiful, somebody who can create something with their hands. And I especially think it's beautiful because I'm not good at it. So, you know, like, I look at other people, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. They spent 5 to 10 years of their life perfecting their craft, and now they can create like beautiful artistry. And I just think, like, it doesn't matter if you're in college or somewhere else, that consistency, like, you owe it to yourself to like dedicate yourself to something that you're passionate about and see it through. Anything will be successful if you see it through, but you have to like continue in it and put effort into it. And it doesn't have to be college, but like whatever it is, like, know like that it's something you're passionate about, and you do have a choice. And he's right. Like, we get, you know, it was especially, you know, you grow up, you go to school, go to college, that's the path. I'm so thankful that kids nowadays see something different, you know? And I don't want it now, the flip side, I don't want it all to be, you have to start your own business. You have to be a business owner. No. Everybody. No, you do what feels comfortable and right for you.
Right.
Exactly.
It's about that choice.
Listen, the people is creating LLCs for their old newborns, for their fetuses. Stop it.
I love it. I love it all.
This was a good time tonight.
It was.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And on that note,
Wait.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
Happy Thanksgiving. That's it. I just want to say everybody.
Happy turkey to everybody. Yes. Hope you ain't vegan. Enjoy your chitlins. And
No. Don't wish that on these people. Nobody's eating that on Thanksgiving. You know what my friend sent me a picture of the other day? It was a chitlin egg roll.
That's gross.
I said, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's in New York.
No, I don't know where that was, but all I know is that it's chewy on chewy on chewy.
That's not a good look.
And imagine if you get a long piece of that chitlin pulling out.
No, come on now. But happy holidays to all the people. I know that Thanksgiving, let's talk about that true history of what Thanksgiving is. Yes, it was a time.
Mo really meant hold on. Go ahead, Mo. Go on.
I'm preaching tonight because Thanksgiving is, yes, a holiday. It's supposed to be about family, and I still want to honor that tradition. But like, I think now in this time of 2020, we are recognizing and realizing that all of our holidays are not positive and they have a very dirty history. And I think we should start erasing some of those traditions. Thanksgiving was not a happy-go-lucky time for pilgrims and Indians to get together and feast. There was a bunch of disease and dying and a war and negotiations and things that had to go on. And yes, enjoy your family, but know, like, the history of this holiday isn't so pure. And I really think we should start rethinking all of the holidays we celebrate. And this is like the perfect time to do it. I'm definitely celebrating Kwanzaa. Going to start that up on Christmas until the new year. Hello. But yes, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And please, take the spirit of what that really means and be thankful and grateful and do something kind for others.
For sure.
Love y'all.
Peace.